Founded in 1969, MUFON is a collection of possible sightings caught on tape by civilians across the world. The organization examines unexplainable events in the sky to help make sense of them, but over the years there's been a lot of strange sightings caught on video, too many to make sense of. Some scary things in the sky were caught on camera in the UK from 2015 to 2018, and they look kind of like the same sighting. The first sighting occurred over London on July 5th, 2015. A person was drinking tea while looking at the sky when they noticed that one of the birds flying overhead was not a bird at all. They adjust the camera and watch the strange aircraft poke through a cloud before it disappears. Compare this video to another strange sky sighting in the UK in October of 2018. That was uploaded 3 years later. They caught it on tape, but the camera is shaky. Still, despite the video being shaky, it still does look like the same round black dot as the other sighting, and the object moves at roughly the same rate of speed. I was thinking these could be experimental drone videos or something along those lines, but then, on January 9th, 2017, we finally get to see the mysterious aircraft get a closer look, and it just makes everything even more unexplainable. These scary things were seen in the sky at night, hanging low over a building in Gosport, UK, close to where the other videos were taken. I know this isn't a drone video, because it starts out as one light and within seconds it splits into two.
We've now come back, two are now back.
One moment the lights in the sky are white, then they come back as blue. The mysterious lights disappear over the buildings as they slowly sink towards Earth, and that's the last anyone's seen of them for years. So there you have it, 3 unexplained events caught on camera over the UK skies that could be related and never have been solved. As the name of his YouTube channel would suggest, Abroad in Japan provides helpful advice meant for anyone planning an extended stay in the country of Japan. Chris has lived there for over 7 years, and most of his videos deal with common topics, such as cultural differences and spending tips. 2 videos in particular, however, chronicle his experiences with Japan's supernatural. October 16th, 2018 is when Chris bikes with his friend Joey in search of an eerily abandoned tunnel that's rumored to be haunted. They don't know much about its history, but one look at how narrow it is, and it's hard to imagine a car squeezing through. The tunnel was apparently abandoned after too many lives were ended by unsafe driving. Now it lies on the side of the mountain, becoming more overgrown with each day. The first thing they notice is this strange human-like imprint on the wall, perhaps the spirit of someone who lost their life here. It's looking up towards the sky, and pale skin. Even the flowing sleeves of her dress are visible. It creeps them out and makes them want to get this over with so they can leave. As they are contemplating what all of this means, their camera records even more evidence that something is nearby. It's a soft voice whispering something in Japanese. Tell me if you can understand. I think it's real because the voice echoes off the tunnel walls. The exit is only a short distance away, so there's no big dramatic dash to safety or anything like that. They are suitably freaked out by now, and when they go to leave, this mysterious third person, shadow figure to be precise, is waiting for them at the end. Oh, and there's one other odd discovery in the haunted tunnel that I forgot to mention. I don't even want to know what this mysterious device was used for. It looks like it goes around a wrist or on an ankle and doesn't come off. So as strange as this paranormal encounter was, it was only scary enough to teach Chris his lesson for a year or two. February 16th, 2020 is when Chris stayed in Japan's most haunted hotel, a place known only as the Ryaku Fuso Inn. This is where the spirit of a young boy has been haunting the wealthiest people in Japan for over 600 years. That's a long time to be a troublesome little ghost, and by now he's gotten pretty good at his job. So what Chris sees that night should come as no surprise. He and his friend wait until after hours to visit the memorial, where the boy is said to frequent, a shrine built in his name to keep him from becoming evil and cursed. I think I see the outline of a boy looking at them in the blue window above as one of them kneels down at the altar. And they must have done something wrong because this happens.
It's a bit creepy, innit?
Not only does a child scream, but a face appears over his shoulder shortly afterwards. They go back to their hotel room afterwards and don't think much of it, but the next day, Chris's friend reports an encounter that really troubles him. It seems as if they could have been followed after all.
Like, I couldn't move my body, and I heard someone, like, kind of standing on my chest, and then and he or she, whoever, touched my cheek.
I'm not sure if this last part is a paranormal encounter or sleep paralysis, a condition in which people are unable to move and often think they see a shadow figure moving towards them. Shadowhunters Paranormal Investigations, led by Nick Sarlo, is an underground society with 15 years of experience hunting spirits in and around Lake County, Illinois. Nick had his first paranormal experience at the age of 17 and formed the Shadowhunters as a way to better understand it. Don't fear what you can't see is their motto. On October 11th, 2016, the Shadowhunters took to the Pollock Hospital in Bartonville, a medical building with no terrible stories of neglectful management to speak of for a pleasant change. The patients were actually given the best treatments available, and somehow that's what makes its history even sadder. You see, even though the nurses were doing all they could, the hospital was built in 1949. The sheer number of patients who lost their lives in pure misery virtually guaranteed the building would be haunted forevermore. No less than 4 cemeteries now surround the property. That's how many lives were lost. The hospital shuttered its doors in 1973, but some supernatural odds and ends are said to still roam the hospital halls, unaware that their allotted time on Earth expired long ago. The Shadowhunters now hope to respectfully document their presence. Nick and his team head to a section of the women's ward where patients with no chance of surviving were sent to pass. In this room is a ghost with a penchant for grabbing men, so they set up motion sensors and line up 2 volunteers. It isn't long before Nick is having trouble finishing his sentence because of how he is being handled.
I'm not kidding me. Or I'm not kidding.
What?
She's touching my right now.
The K2 meter does detect electromagnetic activity. When Terry holds it to where Nick says that he is being grabbed, it could be simply detecting the electromagnetic activity of a cell phone in his pocket, if he has one, but at the same time it does back up his claims that a ghost is near. Also, look what happens when Nick wants to show if anyone else is in the room with them.
I did.
Hey.
Did that just start?
No, that started moving.
Holy guacamole burgers. And now you're setting off my detector.
A big wooden spool rolls towards Nick with a forward momentum generated from nowhere. The K2 meter lights up excitedly as Nick steps back, proof to them that the ghost is near. Later that day, they leave to explore the nearby 4 cemeteries, but not before setting up cameras around the Pollock Hospital first, and wait until you see what happens around this area. They claim nobody was down there, and yet something definitely was messing with the camera, ghost or otherwise. The next night, they get a spirit to spin atop for exactly 20 seconds before it turns over. A rocking chair moves by itself despite the fact that Terry's arms are crossed, Nick's hands are in his lap, and their feet are too far away. I suppose a third investigator could be laying on the floor to create this illusion, so it's too bad we never get to see all of the rocking chair to make sure. Anyway, after catching so many paranormal events on camera, it should come as no surprise that Nick's home has inevitably become haunted over the years. Something lurks in the surrounding woods too, something that makes people feel sick and watched at the same time. A shadow figure that they have taken a picture of once before and hope to capture on video tonight for better evidence. On November 9th, 2019, they decide to confront it once and for all. They return to the same area of the woods and detect nothing, so then they sit at the playground at the outskirts of the woods and wait. A strange feeling soon washes over them and they know it's near. They play back digital voice recordings of themselves and hear something that does not belong.
There are cars going by.
Okay, that was not me.
They think it says fire, but I hear a girl whisper, "Find me." Then it says exactly where to look. Right about when this happens, the faintest of shadows passes by Ashley's camera, a brief change in the light. That's almost imperceptible unless you already know where to look. Don't be disappointed if you still can't see it. In fact, consider yourself lucky. Thank you so much for getting me to 20,000 subscribers here on my Clips channel. If you want to support, please press that subscribe button. Let's get to 30,000 subscribers next. Thank you.